one of the most talented fighters in the world today. His name is Ronald Winky Wright. Two worlds will be colliding at the carousel when Winky puts his WBO junior middleweight world title on the line against the Namibian challenger Harry the Terminator Simon on Saturday night. Winky arrived in South Africa this past Sunday, and there was a concern that maybe he'd left it a little late.
You know, we took it in consideration, but, you know, we fought like in Colorado Springs where the altitude is much higher than this. And it, you know, it really didn't bother me. You know, at the beginning, you start working out and you'll feel it, but if you're in good shape, you adapt to it. And, you know, if I come over here too early, I feel that, you know, I can't get it as in greater shape as I could if I stay home. So I stay home and train hard, do the things I'm used to doing, and, you know, just come over here like a week before the fight. That's what I do whenever I fight.
Simon's trainer, former two-time world champion Brian Mitchell, had this to say.
World champions are there to be beaten, and we do respect him. He's a very good champion. That's why we trained very hard for this fight. He's very slick, but Harry's a powerful man, and we've worked on Harry's defense. And, you know, we're confident. We're very confident.
But, I've seen the tapes of Harry, and I've seen him fight in person. He's a very good, strong, and determined young kid. And it'll be a great fight. I can say on our end that Winky's well prepared. And we're here to do the job, and we're here to win. We feel we'll win. And that's all I have to say.
This is probably one of the best matchups that's ever been seen in the South African ring. There were the Mitchell-Lopez fights of recent years that never happened in South Africa. There was Taylor and Naya. Terry Coetzee fought at Sun City, defended his title. This ranks with the greatest fights that South Africa's seen. Winky Wright is probably one of the best world champions to come to South Africa. He arrives here at the peak of his career. He's 26 years old. He's respected as pound for pound one of the best world champions in the world. And in Harry Simon we have who's possibly pound for pound the best fighter in South Africa, unbeaten, and irrespective of this fight will definitely go on to much greater things.
About Winky, Winky he is the champion, and everyone said he's a good fighter, and so I can say he's a good fighter, and I'm a good fighter too. If I wasn't a good fighter, I shouldn't be #1 in the world. And the other thing is, the best man will win the fight, the man who wants it more. I'm sure I want it more than he wants it. See, like I just said before, Winky, when he wasn't a champion, he beat the champion to be a champion, and he wants it more than the champion. Just like me, I want it more than he wants it, and I will just have to go in there and make the job done.
Every fight I fight, I want to take my title away from him. So it's nothing, you know, against Harry Simon. He just doing his job. He trying to win what I got, you know, and I'm trying to keep what I got.
Wink's the best champion there is in the 154-pound division, no doubt about it. Ring Magazine states so, and so do all the other boxing publications.
He's a good champion. I don't rate him as a great puncher, but he's a good tactician. He's a good technical boxer. He finds his way around the ring, and he works his opponents out. But I don't rate his last couple of opponents that he's fought in the UK. They've looked after him. He's been well promoted, well managed. And now he's fighting the #1 contender. Now he's fighting a real opponent. And they're not going to look after him on Saturday night because we want the title.
Khalid Shafiq will be the youngest fighter in history to step into the South African ring on Saturday.
Well, I was in the amateurs. Brendan gave me the idea, turning pro at 16. I'm 17 now, I've just turned 17. Reason I didn't have any fights last year, a couple of shows, they all got cancelled. But now I've got my chance, I'm going to show people what I've got. And I'm ready for Saturday, and I'm going to do the job.
I've got Nazim Ahmed, as a lot of people know, and I think at the same age, 16, 17, he's as good as now, if not better. Just got to work on his punch power, but his speed, and he's very difficult to hit, and I think he's going to be a great attraction for boxing.
Another possible future world champion on the undercard is Dean Francis. He's currently rated one of the top 4 super middleweights in the world and boasts a record of 20 wins, 1 loss with 18 knockouts.
Well, I'm honoured to be fighting on such a great show, really, and to be witnessing history as the youngest boxer ever to fight in South Africa. And I'm here to do my job, and I'm here to show the South African public that I'm a champion, and just to keep the eyes out, keep watching.
Former WBU bantamweight world champion Lehlo Hands of Stone Ledwaba will be hoping to set up a world title bout in the junior featherweight division by putting up a good performance on Saturday night. Hands of Stone relinquished his bantamweight world title after his first defense in order to move up a weight division.
Firstly, Lehlo Ledwaba is now rated number 10 in the world by the IBF. This fight will mean a great deal to him. He's fighting Arnel Baratillo, the number 6 contender for the title and the current IBF Intercontinental Champion. If Ledwaba manages to beat Baratillo, he knows automatically he catapults into the number 2 ranking in the IBF ranks, which at the moment is vacant. Certainly I predicted this fight will be a war of attrition. We saw Baratillo last November 15th when he fought Vianney Bungu. He gave Bungu a tremendous fight, and I fully expect this fight to be won and lost in the trenches. But I'm tipping Ledwaba to win.
The fight that's got everybody talking, however, is the main event. Will the powerful Harry the Terminator Simon have the goods to become the first Namibian to win a world boxing title? Or will Ronald Winky Wright go on to unify the balance of world titles in the weight division? Although the world champion Winky Wright will be going into his 40th fight and defending his title for the 4th time, Harry Simon may have a few surprises in store for him. He may only have had 16 pro fights, but as an amateur, he had over 280 fights, losing only 2 of them. The fight's been billed as Desert Storm, and by all counts, it's gonna be a war.
Harry Simon has the greatest opportunity of his life. Firstly, he's trained by the irrepressible Brian Mitchell, the most successful South African world champion of all time. Mitchell is aiming at getting his first world champion. Harry Simon is 16-0 with 40 knockouts. Having said that, he's fighting one of the 5 best fighters ever to come to these shores, Ronald Winky Wright from St. Petersburg in Florida. Winky Wright stands out in the same class as Manuel Ortiz, in the same class as Bob Foster, Emil Griffith, Antonio Cervantes. So we must believe that this fight will be won and lost within 8 rounds. From my point of view, Harry Simon must get the jump early on, land that destructive right hand. He's fighting a southpaw, and a southpaw with all the answers.
And the last word goes to the world champion.
Well, I'd like to thank everybody for welcoming me here in this country. And, you know, we come here to give the fans and the people a great fight. You know, give them what they come to see, what they pay to see. You know, Harry Simon's a good fighter, and he's going to come and give a great fight. You know, we just going to do our job, go out there and have fun and fight.